cross-legged if it's comfortable for you. If you need a blanket or a bolster underneath you, of course, find whatever support cushioning that you need. Move the flesh away from the sit bones. Really allow yourself to root in with some sensation there. And then just close your eyes. If you're, actually, don't close your eyes yet because we have to start the music. So a comfortable seat, April W3 flow is what we're going to be playing today. I'm going to do a countdown from 5. It starts with mystical. We'll click on that in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Mystical. And then hands either up or palms facing down on the knees. A slight bend in the elbows, and we'll just shrug our shoulders with our breath. So as you inhale, shoulders come up to your ears. And a slow exhale softens them down. Inhale, create the tension between the shoulders and the ears. And exhale, soften them down. One more, big breath. Take a deep inhale, squeeze your ears up to your shoulders up to your ears. Pause as you hold. Keep lifting your crown. Keep lifting the shoulders. Sip in another breath of air, a little sip. And then forceful, drop your shoulders quick. We're gonna do that 3 times. Inhale, squeeze up, hold up. Open mouth, drop your shoulders. Good, last one. And then flip your palms, whichever direction you had them in, just turn them over. Bring your awareness into your third eye center, the space between your brows. So it's almost as if you're cross-eyeing behind the closed lids of the eyes. Staring at that center point of your forehead. Imagining a light. Growing and shrinking with breath. Filling up on inhale. And pulling together on exhale. Two more rounds. Keeping your eyes closed. Begin to lift your chin up towards the sky, a little arc in the back, just so the sternum draws towards the ceiling. And shoulder blades pinch together behind. And as you exhale, just bring your chin to your chest, a little rounding of the spine, not too much. Good. Come back through center, your right hand stays down by your side, sweep your left arm up and over, getting a side bend. And coming back through center, switch your sides. Good, both arms reach overhead, interlace your fingers. Flip the palms so that they're pressing towards the sky, and then use your lats, your side body, to draw your shoulders away from your ears. So creating now the opposition. The length of the head, there's not much happening there. Take a deep breath in, press the hands higher, lift the chin from the chest. The shoulders might creep up an inch, that's okay. And as you exhale, bring your chin to your chest, press your palms out ahead as you round. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift up, reach up. A back bend if it feels good in your practice, but don't go deeper than you need to. Rounding in. Navel drawing into spine. 1 more, breathe. And exhale. Your arms will float up over your head. Your chin will come back to neutral. Torso will start to straighten. And as you exhale, release your fingers and let your hands gently glide down. Take a few seconds here. There's no rush. Feel the energy around you, your sphere. 1 more side bend to each side. Left arm reaches up and over. Back through center and switch your sides. Good. We'll meet in tabletop pose. Take your hands to the floor, your knees underneath your hips. And just start with some circles. So no, if you want to go cat-cow, of course, head right into it. But just moving the body with the breath. Flipping the hands, making sure that you're stretching out your wrists. This warm-up's for you. So I can give as many instructions as I possibly could come up with, but if your body wants something or needs something to prepare for practice, you gotta listen to it. We'll flip our toes. Walk your hands back. Rest your palms right on top of your thighs. If you need to reach down for that baby pinky toe, I get it. Just adjust it. Deep breath in. Open mouth. Press through your feet. Lift your hips off of your heels. Both arms reach up. And as you exhale, soften your hands down. Bring your hands to your heart. Sweep and breathe. Press to rise. And exhale, hands to heart. These mini vinyasas connecting our breath into our movement to prepare us for the full thing. Walk forward onto your hands. Good. And then send it back into your downward facing dog. Knees lift, hips go high, bend one leg and then the other. Really start to shift out your low back, let your head hang heavy. Top of the mat, make your way into your forward fold. Step in a few times, making sure that you bend your knees when you arrive. Opposite hand, opposite elbow, ragdoll. Release the hands, slide into your shins, find a halfway lift, deep ujjayi breathing. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit more and bow. We'll take 2 more half lift. Exhale and bow. Last time, lift up, hold. Find your low belly, find that core connection. And then sweep your arms up to the sky, pressing through your feet. Hips forward, arms behind, a back bend. It might feel good to double bend the arms. Come into that goddess shape. Both arms reach up overhead, inhale. Bring weight into your toes as you fold forward, tracing your front line with your thumbs. Halfway lift. High plank pose. Plant your hands, left foot steps back, right foot steps back. So find your strength here. Press through your hands, wrap your arm bones in. Lift your heels over the balls of your feet and then draw your belly towards your spine. Hold. Deep breath in. As if you're blowing out a birthday candle through the mouth. One more inhale. All the way down to your belly, breath out. Good. Forehead to the mat, tops of feet pressing. Baby cobra, wrap your shoulders back and lift your sternum up. Exhale, lower down. Ride your wave for 2. Inhale. And lower. This time you float your fingers in breath. Press through the tops of your feet, recruit your core. And lower all the way down. Turn your back toes under, lift your knees from the mat, find your low belly drawing up into your spine like there's an ice cube under there. Your gaze is to the floor. You can take a breath in through tabletop or pressing right up into high plank. Use your strength. Extend it back into downward facing dog. Lift up high onto your toes, bend your knees and set your gaze forward. Lightly step or float to the top of your mat and fold. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Surya Namaskar A, reverse to rise, breathe to sweep all the way. Exhale, hands at your heart. Taking a moment to prepare the body, to prepare the mind. Setting intention for your practice. Sending energy out to someone that might need it a little bit more than us today. Deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, release. Breathe your arms up towards the sky. Find the separation between your fingers. Spin the pinkies in and draw the shoulders back and away from the ears. Take your low ribs in towards one another and just find rocking on your feet forward and back. So your fingers are reaching you up towards the sky. Your whole body's in a long, lean line and you're just finding your footing, finding your root. Keep your arms exactly as they are. Begin to set into your chair pose, bending your knees. Notice what toes on the feet lift and press them firmer into the mat. Take your low belly, draw it in. It's a slight tuck of the tail, not over exaggerate. Take another inhale. And exhale, double bend your arms, find your goddess. Draw the elbows in line with your shoulders. So we'll find our cat-cow standing. As you inhale, you're gonna press into a back bend, lift up and open. And as you exhale, you're gonna bend into your chair, rounding your spine, forearms come together. Inhale, press up, open heart. Exhale, sit and round. Make sure your gaze is turning in towards your belly, lifting up towards the sky. One more time. Lift up and open, hold and squeeze. Vertical spine, left hand down, right arm up and over, side bend. And switch your sides. Both arms up, inhale. Swan dive as you fold, press the walls away. Halfway lift. High plank pose, plant your hands and step back. Soften your knees to the earth or take your high to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift up high onto your toes, bend your knees, set your gaze. Step or float, top of mat and fold. Half lift in. Bend to bow. Upward mountain. And hands to heart. Arms up, look up. Full body prayer. Halfway lift, offering the heart. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low push up. However you'd like to move through your flow today. Knowing you can always hold high plank, drop the knees down, extend into your downward facing dog at any time for rest and breath. Lift up high onto your toes. Bend your knees and gaze forward. Exhale to the top of the mat. Half lift, breathe in. Chair pose. Again, sitting low and then reaching your arms up. So we're gonna come through an open arm twist in our chair. What I want you to think about is your hips staying as square to your plane or where you are as you can. So the right arm is going to sweep open as the left arm comes right in line with your shoulder. My wall's a little close to me, so I have a fist. And then notice that that left knee is jutting out. Imagine a block between your legs and squeeze your inner thighs together. Recruit your quads and then sit a little bit lower into your seat. Trust your heels. Notice what toes lift. It's a big indication of where the weakness is in the legs. Sit a little bit lower. Good. Both arms reach up, inhale, and forward fold, release. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, second side. Find your core first. Soften the right arm right in line with shoulder, and then sweep the left arm back, opening the heart, twisting from right below the ribs, the fleshy part of your belly. Both hips in line, left hip actively pressing forward as that right leg draws back in space. Keep the knees. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Downward dog, either through Vinyasa or just stepping back. Right leg to the sky, inhale. And open the hip, keep the leg straight. Now bend the heel so it comes into the seat. Lift that knee a little higher. Notice if you're twisting the torso, that's all right, but square yourself off if you can. Good. Right knee into nose, square the hips off as you round. Send it back, three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step lightly to the top of the mat. Heart lifts, come up onto steeple fingers, and then press back into your wide pyramid pose. So your hips are just gonna slide back. You're still drawing that left hip forward. Your right leg is fully active all the way up to your hip crease. Low belly off of that front thigh. We're not folding over that leg just yet. We're just feeling the back line of your right leg start to fire up. Keep lifting out of your left heel. Roll forward. Both arms sweep up. Hands come to prayer, maybe a back bend. As you exhale, hands to the floor, right leg straightens, wide pyramid pose. Good, one more time, that low lunge to high lunge to a back bend if you would like it. If not, you're just working the strength and the connection of your lunge. And exhale, wide pyramid your last time here. Now you can fold forward. You can walk your hands to the back of the room. Still pressing through that right ball of foot as if you're pressing on the gas. Good. Rebend into the right leg. Sweep both arms up towards the sky. Find your high crescent pose. And then extend your heart forward, head forward, fingers to the back of the room, finding your Dekasana lunge. Feel that right glute start to fire up. Fingers are reaching, pinkies are drawing together. Take your left arm by your ear. And as you exhale, spin open, find your warrior two. Making sure the hips are open, external rotation through that right thigh. Knees tracking towards the baby pinky toes. Gentle warrior, flip your palms, both legs straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse inhale. Take your flow, Ekapada with the right leg. Floating it back. You can always soften the left knee to the floor and take this a supported Ekapada. Upward facing dog as you breathe. And child's pose as you breathe out. Letting the forehead rest. Shifting the body side to side. Rocking the forehead back and forth. Good tabletop pose, inhale. And downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high. And open. So just open the hip first. Maybe come up high onto the releve in that right foot. Spread the toes on both the legs. Press through your palms to let your heart sink back towards that right thigh. And then you begin to bend the left knee. Any movement through the ankle or stillness, whatever is calling you today. Good. Take the knee into the nose, coil up, round the spine. Send it back, inhale, three-legged dog. Top of the mat, runner's lunge, step through. Good. And then press back into your wide pyramid pose. So the first two rounds, we're gonna keep ourselves lifted. I want you to feel all of this through the lower half of your base, your root. Where can you get your hips even? Imagine serving a nice dinner when all of this is over to all of your friends on your low back. You don't want to drop it. I consider food more important than anything else, but maybe it's wine or cheese. Bend into the front leg. Reach the arms up. Find the back bend in your crescent lunge. And as you exhale, wide pyramid, find your flow. Heart reaching even more towards the toes. One more time, bend left leg, reach up. And this time as you take your pyramid pose, left leg straightens, your torso folds over your front leg. So what happens most of the time when that happens, we're shifting the weight. So I want you to keep pressing forward on that right hip. Keep pressing the left leg back. Straighten the leg as much as you can. Pull the quad up into your hip flexor. And then draw your torso away. Sending your heart space towards the top of your foot. You can fold forward, but you have more room to fold. Good. Bend in, low lunge. And rise up into your crescent. Dekasana airplane lunge, sweep the arms back. Nice isometric hold between your legs. Left arm by ear, or right arm by ear. And spin open to your warrior two. Gentle in-breath. Warrior two. Reverse your inhale. And take your flow, left leg floating. If you'd like to take that, right? Lift up high into the balls of your feet, bend your knees. Either take a few Shakti ticks, making your way to the top of the mat, getting some energy out of the body. Bringing weight into the hands, keeping the heels into the seat. Just playing around with lightness in the body, keeping the core engaged. If not, top of the mat and fold. Half lift, inhale. And exhale, fold. Reverse your eyes. Find your hands overhead, interlace your palms, and then flip to press them towards the sky. My ceiling's too low or too high, right? Whatever it is. You can't see my hands. So we're gonna separate our feet just a little bit. Keep pressing through the left heel as you side bend up and over to the right. Don't allow your right side to crunch too much. Keep extending out of the left side, spinning the left armpit towards the sky. Back through center. Up and over to the left, pressing through the right heel to keep you grounded. Back through center. Flip your palms and bring your hands to your heart. And hands down by your sides, knuckles interlaced behind your back. Heel toe your feet together. Thumbs down past your tailbone, squeeze shoulder blades together. Bend your knees as you fold forward. Take the shoulder rinse, lifting the knuckles off of the low back. And then letting the head get loose. Hands to low back as you release. Ragdoll, just allow yourself to sway. Noticing any shifts. Half lift, inhale. Chair pose, exhale. Left hand softens down in line with shoulder, right arm sweeps open. Find that open-hearted twist. Sit lower in your seat. Good. Chair pose, inhale. Left arm sweeps open. Notice what's coming up, where you're trying to get out. Stay a little longer. Both arms reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Left foot steps to the back of the room. Good. So you're in that runner's lunge, rocking forward and back if you need to. Draw your belly off the front thigh and sweep your hands behind. Find your Dekasana. Take the left knee into your chest at the top of your mat. Find your hurdler pose. Find your root once again. Drishti set, that point of focus. Step it back, find your Dekasana lunge. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale, hurdler pose, top of the mat. Exhale, Dekasana lunge. This time you'll have the option to keep the left leg floating. Hurdler pose, inhale. If you'd like to take your full expression of Dekasana, just floating the left toes off the mat. It doesn't have to be a lot. They can be an inch or two off the mat, finding that nice extension of the heart space lifting, or you can begin to find that stability through your right leg. I think the more bend and buoyancy in that knee, the more ability you have to kind of move and adjust your hips to find your deepest variation. Hurdler pose back into center. Use your core to bring that left knee. The right leg is shaking, that's good. Bring your left foot inside of your right calf, setting up for a small tree. It's a shrub. It's not supposed to be anything fancy. Left elbow comes in line with your left hip. I'm just gonna turn my body. And your right arm is gonna side bend up and over. So imagine you're holding a big moon between your hands. If you need to find a mudra, I've been taking the thumb onto the index finger guided mudra. Index finger, middle finger, the rest of the fingers all squeezing together. Good. Nice and slow, make your way back through center. Left foot steps to the back of the mat. Dekasana lunge. Good. Left arm forward. Feel the opposition between your fingers, that stretch, that reach. Spin open, find your warrior two. Gentle warrior, inhale. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Right hand is gonna soften right inside of the right thigh. You might come onto you might have it so far for the shin, but just in the space where you can keep reaching, left arm up and out, and twist. Take that low rib of the right side and press it towards the front of the room. Reverse your triangle, straighten the right leg, reach up and back. And Trikonasana pose, extending hips forward as the right hand reaches. Just here for a breath. Good. Star pose. Turn your right toes, reach both arms overhead. And as you exhale, wide straddled fold, take it all the way down. Head falling between your hands, hinging from the hips. Half lift, inhale. Shift weight into your left foot for your Skandasana. So you can flex the right toes, keep the hands planted to the floor. And then just shift that 2 more times, side to side. Runner's lunge at the top of your mat, a big shift all the way forward, right foot forward, left leg back. Plant your hands. Good. Round your spine. Take the right foot up without scraping it if you can. Send it back into your three-legged dog. That's where the work comes from. Good. Both feet come down. Pedal your dog once again. Lift up high into your toes, bend your knees. Option to step, float, jump, or take a couple Shakti kicks to the top of your mat into your fold. Chair pose. Lateral right arm back. Twist. Good. Back through center. Left arm back. Through center. Exhale, fold. Half lift offer. Right foot steps to the back of the room. Runner's lunge. So the hips Might feel good to just soften that right hip to the floor, get that hip flexor a nice stretch. And then coming into Dekasana from low, so records quite a lot of your belly. Some inner thigh strength drawing towards one another. Trust. Hurdler pose, inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale, step back into your lunge. 2 more, breathe in. And exhale. Preparing for flight, your hurdler pose, top of mat. In your fullest, or stepping back into your lunge, or finding your Dekasana, your airplane. Finding that aerodynamic shape. Wind coming in off your back, up and off of your heel. Hurdler pose, in breath. Right sole of foot to left shin. And then begin a side bend, that weeping willow. Left arm reaching, right elbow nuzzling right into that hip crease. Hurdler pose, inhale. Dekasana, lunge, step back. Right arm by ear. Warrior 2. Gentle. Warrior 2, close your eyes. Good. Find your side angle, just soften the elbow right down, look up. Reverse your triangle, straighten left leg. Backhand softens. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Working to find that length through the side body. So pressing the hips back. Star pose. Both arms overhead, turn your toes. Wide straddled or fold. Toes in more than you think you need them to be. Pressing to the outer edges of your feet. Bringing weight into your toes to aid in the fold. 3 breaths. If there's anything else you'd like to find, an inversion, you're just breathing. And coming back through center, halfway lift. Turn your toes and start to find your Skandasana twice to each side. So maybe this time you're working a little bit of core and your hands come to your heart. Or maybe you're cool in the reeds and your hands are just waving in the water. Best part of this practice is you get to make it yours every single time that you step on your mat. And there's no limit, it's boundless. Good. Once you take that shift, we're gonna make our way to the top of the mat, find our runner's lunge. Good. Plant the hands if you have them tented. Such a habit. Press through, straighten and round. Come up high into the ball of that right foot. The left leg just lifts. Send it back, find your extension in your 3-legged dog. And step both feet lightly. And roll forward, find yourself in your high plank. And take your way down onto the mat. 5 or 6 count of breath. Maybe you hold for a hover before the belly meets the mat. Arms down by your side, palms to the floor, pinkies in. So first I want you to roll the shoulders up towards your ears, draw them back and down. And then choose a cheek, left cheek maybe, gazing over to your right, and let your shoulders just soften. Bringing your gaze to center. We're gonna start with just the feet. Press the hands, press the forehead, wrap the shoulders up, back and down, find your low ribs, draw them together, your low belly, your navel is off of the floor. Squeeze your heels together, zip your inner thighs and just begin to lift. You might notice your pubic bone, your hip joints pressing into the mat, that's okay. Hold, breathe for 3. Lift your heart, press through your hands. Breathe for 2. Float your hands, get longer from crown to feet. And exhale, lower everything down. Right cheek over to your left side. Bend your knees and windshield wiper. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Hands come behind your back to interlace. Make it the odd way. So where we've been interlacing our hands all day, take it so the opposite index finger is wrapping and it feels a little odd. And then with your forehead to the mat, press your knuckles past the floor. And we're gonna do this 3 times. So the knuckles can lift a little bit. Press through your feet and lift your heart. As you exhale, lower head and lift your feet. Like a seesaw, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. This time as you lift the heart, lift the sternum, squeeze the knuckles, hold. Keep the forehead lifted, float the feet. Lower the hands to the low back. Lower everything down. Hands can come underneath your shoulders. Wrap your elbows in towards the back of the room. Turn your back toes under. Press through your tabletop and into your child's pose, knees wide, toes together. Left hand slides underneath your shoulders. Press through the palm, straighten the elbow, allow the right arm to lift, just sweeping up and open. And take 3 threads before you land. So round the spine, draw the right hand over to the left side, reach it through, maybe wiggle the fingers, and then reach it back up. Like you're painting. Your fingertips are the top of the paintbrush. And the last time you land on that right shoulder. And soften down into that outer shoulder stretch. I always like to take a double bind here, taking the left hand and breathing it to the right hip crease. It just allows my left shoulder, rather than rolling down and closing off, to get a little exposure. But you'll do what feels good in your body and know that if one depth is too much, you have the power to back off. And then whichever bind you found or extension you found with the left hand, Breathe it back, press it through, find the counter stretch, breathe up and up. And then actually take the right hand behind your head and just offer that armpit a little bit. Sit the left seat a little bit deeper into that left side. And then come on back. I'll take it on the second side. Right hand down, left arm up. And exhale, sweep it through. Really, again, that twist coming from the belly. Up and open. Exhale, thread. Good. Last one. Landing. Binding or not. Right, it's wherever you can maintain the breath. Maintain the connection of the present moment. Anxiety and stress and those dampening things in our life come from expectation and us needing or thinking something needs to be a different way. Reach up and behind with that left hand. Take the hand behind the head and expose the armpit. Good, roll forward. Find yourself onto your back, take your time. And cross your right ankle over your left thigh and find your piriformis figure 4 hip opener here. So, expectation. Wanting the present moment to be different than what it is. Somewhere along your plan, something shifted, something changed, and it didn't go your way. And there comes the anxiety and the stress. Acceptance that things are fluid and ever-changing and very rarely go to plan is that art of letting go, the release of expectations. So as you move out of this practice and into your day, extending left leg to the sky, just go a little deeper here. And we're going to take a spinal twist. We're actually going to slide the right knee over the left leg, so it's like you're sitting at a fancy bar stool. You might double wrap, finding eagle legs. Legs soften over to the left. Right shoulder softens to the floor, gaze over the right. So as you move through your day in your practice, or the end of your practice into your day, where can you let go of expectations? How you envisioned your May 16th to be, or April 16th to be, whatever day it is. And how can you just find some gratitude for what it is? Find some acceptance for where we're at. And that's way easier said coming back through center in our situations than many others. I read this meme, cross your leg, right leg to the floor as your left ankle crosses. That for some of us, this is a pause, this is a break. For others, it's a rainstorm, trying to collect what they can in buckets. And for others, it's a hurricane. And for others, it is the end of the world. There's loss of job, loss of income, loss of resources. So for us, the expectation or the releasing of expectation, it's a practice. And it's not to say those people in those situations aren't able to achieve the same. We have the tools and the practice to do so, the education to do so. So allow yourself to shift the mindset that you may find yourself in. That anxiety, that stress place. Of how you wished or how you wanted something to go. And spinal twist as you find great gratitude for the current situation that you are in, as twisty as it may be. Good, releasing, coming back through center. If there's anything else that your body would like to find, happy baby or dead bug, before we head into legs up the wall, just maybe a tight squeeze or any movement on the spine, rocking and rolling. Finding either a block, a blanket, some sort of pillow, or maybe sliding yourself up into an open area on the wall. We'll find ourselves in Viparita Karani, leg up the wall, gentle inversion. And then just scanning the body. Noticing any changes and shifts, any sensations. Maybe bringing awareness back into the third eye center. Finding that white light again and allowing it to glow and breathe with you. And pulsing as you vibrate your breath out and in. So if you'd like to stay in this inversion for your Shavasana, of course you can do that. But if you're ready to move on, 1 foot at a time, may lower down. Pressing the feet to remove anything from underneath you if you have anything underneath you. And then sliding into a warm pool. Right ankle, the right corner. Left ankle, the left corner. Let the leg bones get heavy. Let the toes fan out as the heels soften. No force in the external rotation through the legs. It's just natural. And adjusting your hips and your mid-back, your upper back, shoulders, head and neck. Letting yourself take up the space, occupy your mat. And we'll take our thumbs to our foreheads right now in this space of rest. And collectively send out some healing to those affected, either directly or as closely knit and as tethered away. Hands rest back down by your sides. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Bringing movement back into the body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Rocking head from side to side. Both arms reach overhead, a full body stretch. And knees into chest, a tight squeeze. Just another moment for gratitude. To revisit, reset, recommit to intention. Just to remind yourself that in the stress and in the anxiety and in the negative pools of emotions that we all find ourselves in, there's an exact balance on the other side. In between the inhale and the exhale, where the truth lives. Fetal posture to transition into your comfortable seat, pressing yourself up. Hands will rest at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And thumbs to foreheads, where the light in me honors, respects, and witnesses the same light and love that shines deep within each one of you. Together in community, we bow. Namaste. Thank you all.